Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse number 20. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin na ayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah ajo nityah shashvato ayam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. The soul neither takes birth, nor does he die, nor is he affected by the repeated growth and dwindling of the body. He is unborn, eternal, and ever existing. Though primeval, he remains ever youthful. When the body is destroyed, the soul is not annihilated. If we think, what is the greatest puzzle, a question in our life that we don't have an answer to, then it is the fact that we exist. The very fact our own existence is our greatest puzzle. We seem to have answers to many questions. We can answer things about climate changes. We can answer questions related to the human body. We can answer questions related to geology, zoology, so many different sciences and technologies. But our own existence, the fact that I exist, the science is not able to give any answer. Lord Krishna here in Bhagavad Gita is providing the perfect answer to this most intriguing question, that who we are, where do we come from, who is our creator. He says that we are spiritual atoms. Our real identity is spirit soul, and that spirit soul is different from the material body. Unlike the material body that takes birth and goes through various transformations such as birth, duration of existence, growth, procreation, diminution, and death. These are the 6 transformations that the material body goes through. But the soul does not go through these transformations. It neither takes birth, it neither grows or reduces in size, it does not diminish, it does not produce anything in terms of producing additional souls, neither does it merge into anything to lose its identity. So even though it transmigrates from one body to another body, and that body within which the soul resides goes through various transformations from birth through the death, those transformations do not affect the soul. So we can think of soul as the spiritual energy. Just like energy cannot be created or destroyed, similarly the soul cannot be created or destroyed. There was never a time when the soul was created, because anything that is created has to come to an end. But since the soul is eternal, it never dies, that means that it was also never created. We live in a world of beginnings and endings. We can only perceive of things which have a start and an end. That's what we are conditioned to. We start school, we end school, we start a job, we end a job, we start a day, we end a day. Everything we are used to start and end. But the very soul because of which we are living this life of beginnings and endings is itself eternal and not subject to any beginning or ending. Well, it's a question of our perception and our realization. For example, if we take the day, it may seem that the day started with the rising of the sun, and then with the setting of the sun, the day has come to an end. That's how we explain it in our language, right? But in speaking in the real sense, the night is simply the absence of the sun. Wherever the sun is, there is no darkness. So therefore, death is simply the absence of the soul in the body. But the soul itself is full of life. It has no death. Just like the night time is simply the absence of the sun, does not mean that sun itself has lost its light, its effulgence, its ability to provide life to everything else. Similarly, the soul may leave the body and we declare that the body is death, but the soul itself, just like that sun, has not come to an end. It is still the source of life, albeit for another body. But we forget all those previous lives because of our atomic nature and because of being covered by the illusory energy of the Lord. But the Lord Himself is cognizant of everything, of His own existence as well as the existence of each and every spirit soul through each and every one of its lives. In the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 5th verse, Shri Krishna says, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tav cha arjuna tani aham ved sarvani na tvam vetha parantapa. The personality of Godhead said, many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of the enemy. So since we are so atomic in nature, we are prone to be covered by illusion, or which is called Maya. Just like if there is a cloud in the sky, it can cover small objects, but the cloud cannot cover the entire sky because the sky's limits is much more beyond that of the cloud. Another example that Sri Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ji gives to explain this point is that cloud is in one sense energy of the sun. It is created because of the sun. Because of the sunlight, the water evaporates and turns into the cloud. Now the same cloud may seem to cover the sun. And we say, oh, there is no sunshine, the clouds have covered the sun. But is that really so? No. Actually, the cloud has covered our eyes and not the sun. Sun is too huge, too effulgent, too limitless to be covered by a small cloud. Similarly, Maya or illusory energy is a potency of the Lord, and just like the cloud, which is a result of the energy of the sun, the illusion or Maya, which is an energy of the Lord, cannot cover Him, but it covers our consciousness, it covers our intelligence, and because of which we are neither able to see our true self nor able to perceive the Supreme Lord. And just like the sun being covered by the cloud does not lose its potency of brightness and heat, even though we on earth, or the place where it seems that the sun is covered by the cloud, does not get the sunlight or its heat, but the sun itself has not lost that potency. Similarly, those of us, or pretty much all of us, who are covered by the illusory energy are not able to perceive the Supreme Lord. But the Supreme Lord himself exists. He does not lose ever his transcendental nature, his supreme potency, and his knowledge of everything that exists. And just like the Supreme Lord is ever existing, we being his part and parcels are always existing. That's what Krishna is saying here. Ajaha nityaha shashvataha ayam puranaha means the soul is unborn, it is eternal, and ayam puranaha means it is ever existing. And it is the oldest or the most primeval. And even though it is the most primeval, it still always remains youthful. Now our body seems to age and we go through youth and then old age, but the Supreme Lord, have you ever seen a picture of Krishna as an old man? No, he is always youthful because his transcendental body is Sat Chit Anandamaya. It is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. There is no material component in his transcendental personality, and therefore it is always youthful. Our true Swarup, our true form is also like that. Our true nature, our true identity, which is the soul, is also ever youthful, as Krishna is confirming in this verse. Shri Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ji says in his commentary that the soul does not at any time become old as the body does. The so-called old man therefore feels himself to be in the same spirit as in his childhood or youth. The changes of the body do not affect the soul. The soul does not deteriorate like a tree nor anything material. The soul has no byproduct either. The byproducts of the body, namely children, are also different individual souls, and owing to the body, they appear as children of a particular man. The body develops because of the soul's presence, but the soul has neither offshoots nor change. Therefore, the soul is free from the 6 changes of the body. And how do we know that the soul exists? The symptom of the existence of soul is the consciousness. Anything that has consciousness is only because of presence of the soul. As long as even there is slightest consciousness in anything, that is the sign of the soul. Consciousness is not a product of any complex neurological reactions in our body or in our brain. Consciousness is the result of the soul, and that soul, because of which a living entity is conscious, is the same in each and every one of us. See here in all these verses, when Krishna is explaining to Arjun that who you really are, what is your true identity, as he is explaining that we are the spirit souls, he is not differentiating between different types of souls. Every living entity's soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Everyone's soul is Sat Chit Anandamaya. Therefore, in the spiritual sense, we are all the same. It is only because of ignorance that we make differences between different humans based on caste, creed, community, religion, color, nationality, and so on. Krishna will say further in Bhagavad Gita that one who is a Pandit does not see differences between different beings. And unless we develop that consciousness, we will not be able to understand the true meaning of Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to bring us to this level of realization where we can see the presence of the Supreme Lord in each and every living entity. We can see beyond the boundaries of this material body and develop true spiritual consciousness. Hare Krishna. Have a very blessed day.